Have you ever been scrolling online and wondered what makes a video about, say, biblical prophecy just completely blow up? It's not just the topic, It's how the message is built. In this explainer, we're going to deconstruct the architecture of one of these scripts. We're not here to debate the prophecies themselves, but to really understand how it's all put together to grab our attention. So, this is the opening line from the script we're looking at, and wow, it's a masterclass in how to hook someone. Shake the world. I mean, that immediately raises the stakes, right? But the real kicker is that second part, and the last event no one is talking about. That creates this instant feeling that you're about to get in on a secret, and it makes you want to stick around to find out what it is. So, let's dive in. How does a script take these ancient texts and make them feel not just relevant, but urgent to a modern YouTube audience? That's what we're here to figure out. We're going to look at the mechanics behind it all. Okay, so right off the bat, the script does something really smart. It taps into a need that's already there. By pointing out that people are literally Googling things like, is the end near? It uses real-world data to make its case. It's basically saying, hey, we see you're asking these huge questions, and this video has the answers. It's not just entertainment, it's presented as something necessary. Now, to build that sense of authority, the script doesn't mess around with opinions. It grounds its entire argument in these specific biblical chapters. By citing Matthew, Luke, and Mark, it's sending a really clear message to its audience. This isn't just some guy's theory. This is coming straight from a source they see as foundational and credible. That gives it a ton of weight. All right, let's get into the first of the 4 big events the script talks about. And interestingly, it doesn't start with wars or earthquakes. No, it starts with something a little more subtle, spiritual and informational deception. A theme that feels, well, incredibly relevant today. And here's the verse they use to anchor that first warning. By using this direct quote, the script builds a historical foundation for its argument. It's drawing a straight line from this ancient text right to our modern world. And this slide right here, this perfectly shows the script's core strategy, making the ancient feel immediate. It takes that general warning about deception and connects it to things we see every day. And the mention of fake prophets on YouTube, that's a brilliant touch. It's speaking directly to the viewer on the very platform they're using at that moment. Okay, on to the second warning. This is where the script shifts gears from the spiritual world to the physical one. It broadens the scope to connect these prophecies with big, tangible, global events that, we all see on the news. And once again, what do? They anchor the point with a direct quote from Matthew. The language here is just so vivid, it paints this picture of widespread unrest, and it perfectly sets the stage for the modern examples they're about to bring up. Look at this. This slide just lays the whole strategy bare. You can see the direct one-to-one mapping. The script takes wars and rumors of wars and connects it directly to headlines about conflict in the Middle East. Famines and earthquakes are linked to modern natural disasters like hurricanes and wildfires. This technique makes the prophecy feel less like some abstract prediction and more like a live commentary on what's happening right now. For its third warning, the script narrows the focus, and this is where it gets a lot more personal for its intended audience of believers. It shifts from these huge global events that affect everyone to the specific challenges that a particular community might be facing. By choosing this exact verse, the script really builds a sense of shared identity and struggle. The whole narrative pivots from what's happening to the world to what's happening to us. And that is a powerful, powerful tool for building community and engagement. And with these examples, the script makes the whole idea of persecution feel really concrete and current. By listing things like pressures on churches and tests of faith, it encourages viewers to see their own lives and their own communities as part of this larger prophetic story. And now we're at the final act. The script introduces its 4th warning as the most mind-blowing, which is, of course, a classic technique to crank up the drama and keep you watching for the big finish. So, for this one, the script uses this super dramatic verse from Luke, and it shifts our gaze from what's happening on earth to what's happening in the heavens. The language itself, words like anguish and perplexity, is designed to create a sense of awe and maybe a little unease. It sets a very cinematic tone. This slide is fascinating because it shows how they blend the general with the hyper-specific. I mean, eclipses and crazy weather, we all see that. But then the script drops in this specific focal point, a mysterious sign on a specific future date, October 2025. This move transforms a vague warning into a specific watchable event, and that builds a ton of anticipation. So, after building up 4 layers of anxiety and urgency, the script does something absolutely crucial. It pivots. It doesn't just leave you hanging in a state of fear. Instead, it transitions from problem to solution, and it offers a really clear, actionable path forward. This verse right here marks a brilliant shift in tone. The script uses this passage to completely reframe the whole story. The very signs that were just presented as causes for alarm are now recontextualized as signs of hope, of redemption. This is the emotional turning point of the entire video.
And here's where it all leads. The script channels all that built-up emotion into this simple 4-step plan. This is so important because it gives the audience a sense of agency. Instead of just passively worrying about everything going on in the world, they're given specific things to do, turning all that anxiety into activity. It gives them a sense of control.
So to wrap it all up, the effectiveness of this script really boils down to a classic structure. First, it identifies an anxiety people are already feeling. Second, it gives them a framework, these 4 warnings, to understand that anxiety through a prophetic lens. And finally, it provides a clear, actionable solution that empowers them. It's a complete communication package. And that leaves us with a final thought, really. This script is just one tiny example of a much, much bigger trend. So as you're scrolling through your own feeds, it's worth asking, how are these ancient stories and scriptures constantly being repackaged for new platforms to answer our very modern, very human search for meaning and hope in a world that can often feel pretty chaotic?